Welcome to another S&P 500 analysis. Today is March 13, 2021. Should I sell into this market? Many traders are asking themselves this question these days. Many of them are watching in disbelief on how the S&P 500 and other market indexes are making new all-time high, while the tech-heavy Nasdaq market is being sold off. In this S&P 500 analysis video, we will analyze the price action of the S&P 500, the Nasdaq 100, and other major market indexes along with the market sentiment and the market internals to see if we could get some clues from the market to help us answer this question. Stay tuned. Just a reminder, there are timestamps for each segment of the video listed in the description below. You could use these timestamps to skip to various segments of the video. Let me know in the comment section below if you have found these timestamps to be useful or not, or you have not used them yet, or you don't care for them, so I can get an idea on the effectiveness of these timestamps. Also, if you are new to this channel or you have not subscribed to this channel yet, click the subscribe button to subscribe and the notification icon so you won't miss any of my future videos. Let's start with the S&P 500 weekly chart. The S&P 500 put in a higher low, and that broke the one-time framing down price pattern and reversed it back up to a one-time framing up. The range for the week was 141 points, and the S&P 500 gained 101 points, or 2.6% for the week. The price is still above this long-term megaphone channel and above the rising 10-week moving average and also the 40-week moving average. And the weekly trend remained to be up. Looking at this 15-minute intraday chart of the S&P 500 and the VIX, we noticed a tweezer bottom from previous week. On Thursday, the S&P 500 put in this low, while the VIX came up and peaked at 32 level. Then the S&P 500 proceeded to make a higher low and form this intraday double bottom, while the VIX came up to the 30 level and backed off. And as the VIX backed off, the S&P 500 came up and booked this double bottom pattern and then came back down and held above this breakout pivot. Then it proceeded up to this high here and encountered some resistance until last Thursday it broke through and put in a new all-time high and closed with a new closing high. Then on Friday it came back and backtested this breakout level and then would proceed back up and put in a new closing high on Friday. Now, before we analyze the S&P 500 in more detail, let's go look at the sentiment and the internals. On this daily chart, we saw the VIX came down to the 20 level after being up almost to the 30 level from the prior week. It finished the week at 20.69, and the put-call ratio came back down to this 0.5 level after being near the 0.75 in the prior week. And this chart tells us the market participants are still putting on risk, and they are not fearful nor are they complacent. The up-down volume ratio finished the week at 2.09 in favor of the up volume. It's been hovering this ratio for the entire week. And the daily advance decline was a bit light on Friday. It only has 448 more advancer than decliner. But there was 2 days with the advancer leading the decliner by more than 1,600. Overall, it is still positive. The new high, new low showed there was 469 more new 52-week high than 52-week low. For a day that the S&P 500 gained only 4 points, that's a very good showing. The New York Stock Exchange cumulative AD line continues to make new high as the S&P 500 closed at a new closing high. The Nasdaq up-down volume ratio pulled back to a positive 1.4 in favor of the up volume on Friday, and the advancing issue led the declining issue by 225. For a day where the Nasdaq lost over 115 points, this is a positive for the Nasdaq market. Again, this highlights the weakness is concentrated in a certain group of stocks, and the broader Nasdaq market still shows some internal strength. And the Nasdaq new 52-week high outnumbered the new 52-week low by 454 on Friday, If the entire Nasdaq market is weak, this would have been the other way around, where the new 52-week low would outnumber the new 52-week high. By having the new high let the new low, it further demonstrates the internal strength of the Nasdaq market is still relatively strong. Again, we're seeing a positive divergence between the Nasdaq cumulative advanced decline line versus the Nasdaq 100. This further reinforced the notion of underlying strength in the Nasdaq market. Now let's go and analyze the S&P 500 price action along with the other major market indexes and see what we could expect for the coming week and in the near term. On this daily chart of the S&P 500, we saw the price bounce off this trend line here and broke out from this pullback descending trend line. And then on Thursday, it made a new all-time high and closed with a new closing high. Then on Friday, it closed with another new closing high. Although it did not make a new all-time high, but it did end the week with a new all-time closing high. So at some time in the near future, we could see a pullback, and when that occurs, we'll be watching for potential support from this trend line here near this 30x70 level. And for the upside, we'll continue to watch for a new high as it moves up toward the 4,000 level and toward the upper trend line of this channel near the 4050 area. The Nasdaq 100 sold off again on Friday, but it was able to hold above this trend line here until the large cap tech stock and those overvalued tech stock selling pressure subside. We could expect continued downward price pressure on the Nasdaq, and we could see the Nasdaq 100 come down and possibly test this 12,439 and this 12,204 level. If a bounce come along, then we'll be watching for a possible resistance up here at the 13,280. The Russell 2000 continue to make new high. The momentum continue to favor more upside for the Russell 2000. We'll monitor for a possible move toward the 2400 level. For any kind of pullback, we'll be watching this upper channel trend line for potential support near the 2250 level. The Dow Jones Transportation continued to trend higher, and it made another new all-time high and closed at a new closing high on Friday. It's been up for the last 6 sessions and also closed with a new closing high for the last 5 sessions. We'll continue to monitor for a move toward the 14,500 level. And when a pullback comes, we'll be watching for potential support near 13,656. The Dow Jones Industrial also made an all-time high and closed with a new closing high on Friday. Just like the Dow Jones Transportation, it's been up 6 consecutive sessions and closed with a new closing high for the last 3 sessions. It's getting near the upper channel trend line and near the 33,000 level. We'll continue to monitor this 33,000 level for possible resistance and 31,668 level for potential support on any pullback. Once again, Friday closing high is a Dow theory confirmed high, and this means we could see another closing high from the Dow Jones Industrial before the market put in a top. Last but not least, the New York Stock Exchange Composite Index also closed with a new all-time closing high after making another all-time high, up for the last 6 sessions and 2 consecutive sessions with new high, a strong indication of a broad-based upward move by the market. And this multiple index chart shows the New York Stock Exchange Composite, the Dow Jones Transportation, the Dow Jones Industrial, the S&P 500, and the Russell 2000 all made a new closing high on Friday, while the Nasdaq 100 and the Nasdaq Composite is pulling back. And this chart tells us the market has not reached the top yet. In summary, the overall market sentiment are positive, and the market internal continue to be strong. Even while the Nasdaq market is selling off, the Nasdaq new high, new low, and the advanced decline are showing strength. So after those large cap tech stocks and those overvalued tech stocks finish repricing, we could see the Nasdaq bounces back and move up higher with the rest of the market. In the meantime, we could see a minor pullback or some form of consolidation from the rest of the market after the recent run-up. But by no means this pullback is an indication of a sell-off from a market top. How much more this market has to go before it reaches the top, no one knows. But when it gets there, the market will show us and alert us to get ready for a correction. Until then, be selective, be patient, and follow the rotation. The changing of the leadership is part of the market rotation as it works toward a market top. Do not, I repeat, do not get misguided by the talking head about this market cannot go higher without those large cap tech stocks leading the way. These talking heads probably have not experienced a complete market cycle or have any knowledge of market cycle. For those that have experienced the end of the bull market, they know leadership changes as the market rotates and makes its way to the top. I hope you find this video informative and useful. Be sure to smash that thumbs up to help me promote and share this video. Thank you for watching and stay safe.